Welcome back, everyone. I am Brian. You are Chords and Notes Nation. Please have a seat. You are in my living room. You have been invited over so we can watch this together. This is From a Man's Perspective by DAX. This was dropped 2 weeks ago on the DAX YouTube channel. 1.8 million views already. It's a lot, man. So this is a very popular song. Why DAX? Well, if you guys check out my description box below, you'll find that I am on other social media platforms as well, and I do different things there. One of them is Instagram. And as I was scrolling through Instagram not too long ago, little short videos of this song kept popping up. So I was listening a little bit to the message, and it got my attention for sure. And I thought, you know what? Let's go do a reaction to this. Let's see what the whole song's about. And put this together for you guys, put it out there and see what you like, what you don't like, and have a discussion. I think there's going to be a discussion, or at least a monologue, right? But why don't we get started, and here we go.
You're making such a big deal about it. Stop acting like a bitch.
Ooh. Name
You don't call somebody out the name like that if you don't respect them. Don't start approaching. I already told you. Don't start approaching me. Then leave them. Then leave them. Thought we were forever, that was a mistake. You wrote it down in pencil, guess it got erased. Drawing on my weakness, look what you create. A masterpiece of everything you taught yourself to hate. I had to log off, your passwords changed. You always tried to run, I wasn't down to chase. Your trauma made you numb, I tried to give you faith. You took my kindness and threw it right back in my face. Ashamed to say I loved you and it hurts me cause I actually tried. Your truth was based off of lies. Your love was conditional and mine forgave you multiple times. That's why I had to finally walk away. It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown in emotional flames. To be honest, I don't hate you, this is my only way to grieve. What you want isn't always what you need. I remember days I'd beg and I'd plead for you to just calm down and provide me with peace. Your words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees. Called me pathetic, trash, weak. So I got strong, got back on my feet. Picked you up off the sidewalk, threw you back to the streets. I don't wanna talk about those times that you lied. Don't wanna talk about those times that I cried. Don't wanna talk about those times you denied. All the truths that I spewed that I knew deep inside. The pressure I was feeling that was right up to my neck. The anxiety, depression that was weighing on my chest. The constant allegations, the blatant disrespect. The time that I lost to the money that I spent. I was going crazy, I was a shell of a man. Trapped in your cage, lost in your maze. Blinded by love, addicted to the pain. The highs and the lows, the storm and the rain. I started therapy to cope because you drove me insane. Gassed me right up and emptied my tank. So don't you try to spin the block when you see I'm doing greater. That I'm happy or I got another woman in your place. Because I gave you too many chances to understand. That pain sounds different when it's coming from a man. We not allowed to feel, be real, explain, express. And when we do, we lose the upper hand. We only have value based on what we can provide. I spoke your love language, you didn't understand mine. You pushed me to the edge, played like you were blind. And then you blamed all of your actions on your zodiac sign. Never again.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, those of you who are new to this channel, and you don't know me, I do things from an honest perspective, always 100% authentic, from the setup to the reaction. You also know that I'm looking for independent artists. I'm looking for artists who, for me, bring meaning to this wonderful blessing called music. I have a certain set of music that I like to listen to, and some music I don't like to listen to. This falls into that genre. However, it's not always about the music. It's about the message, okay? And this message was the mother of all bombs. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It spoke to me. It put words to certain things that I'm feeling to help me. It validated things I've gone through, that I've been fighting. And this also is like a test for echo. It tells me that others have gone through this, others are going through this. It's very difficult to be a man in a relationship these days. When you look at the way the world is now, the look at me generation, even the Instagrams, the TikToks, all of the social media is look at me. And and I'm not gonna like come down on the ladies too hard, okay? But ladies, come on. I've encountered enough of you in person and online to say this message, you gotta listen to this and you have to take it to heart and you have to start listening to the man. You know, she brought him into a world, like he said, it's a cage. And it's almost as if she was playing games with him. He gave of his time, he gave of his money, he gave of his effort. She would never listen to him. What he did wasn't good enough for her. And her behavior towards him, she always tried to escape blame. And she would blame it on other things. And that's not right. It's not right in any way, shape, or form. There's this mentality out there that I've encountered where women think that just because they're women, they should be worshipped and treated like princesses and queens. First of all, if you live in the United States, royalty doesn't exist. Okay? So let's just get that out of your heads right now. And at the second thought of this statement about, how women want to be treated. Yeah, everybody should be treated with respect and kindness and integrity and goodness. But that has to be both ways. The man has to listen to the woman's love language, has to try to get to understand her. That's part of that, investing your time and emotional and mental energies into another person to get to know them so that you can build something together stronger and better. Two lights becoming a one great light or two great lights, however you want to look at it, because they are supporting one another. And support doesn't always mean financial, okay? Ladies, get that out of your head. Money is not the god of this world, okay? Money is not the creator of everything. What you have to get into your head is that a man is going to be, when a man decides to love a woman, don't take advantage of that. Do not take advantage of him. Do not belittle him. Do not call him names. If he's asking you, if he's telling you, hey, this is what I need, then you need to respect it too. It's not all about the woman. Okay? Just like in the beginning, he's like, hey, don't approach me. And she kept coming. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to walk away, which is smart. Okay? But a lot of people don't. That's not, we know that. You push. Someone's going to push you back. And then all of a sudden, the person who instigated all of it blames the other person for their actions. They're both responsible, but honestly, if you would have listened to begin with and you would have just backed off, given some space, and listened to what was being said, there wouldn't have been that confrontation. This goes for men and women altogether. Now, I'm not an expert, but I'm an expert in what I've experienced. Okay? Keep that in mind. I'm talking also from personal experience, not just what I see. So I think what he does is he encapsulates this really well, and with the video to support the concepts that he was working through. it's always a tough situation when there is a relationship that has gone toxic. Both people owe it to one another. If you love that person, that love is what's going to resurrect and heal. But you can't do that unless you're listening to one another. If somebody keeps saying, listen, you need to stop doing this, you're putting too much pressure on me. Because you know what? It does create anxiety, it does create depression, it does create a physiological response. And in men, we internalize things. And so, women, what you're doing is you're damaging us physiologically, okay? And you are responsible for that. If that is what you're doing, if you're not listening, if you're pushing too hard. And men, you have a responsibility to listen to the woman as well, to not call names, to take some time out and process what she's trying to say. And you both have a responsibility to understand that if you want to make things work, you both have to do it in a mature way. And emotions are at the heart and soul of a relationship, but at some point you have to gain control over that, and you have to understand what is most important and work towards that together. That's what I'm getting out of this. And sometimes, just like in the video, you just got to be done because it's not going anywhere and it's causing too much pain. And I hope the level of narcissism in this world starts to be reduced. But as 2 Timothy 3 tells us, if you read that chapter, it's unfortunately the day and age that we're living in that people are narcissists. And the bottom line is you just have to stay away from people like that because they are damaging you as a person. And that really comes from their own insecurities and the things that they didn't get that they needed. So now they're using you to try and fill that void, but in a negative, dark way, whether they know it or not. So, Dax, thank you so much for putting this out. I appreciate that you took the time to tell it from a man's perspective. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this, that it resonates with you on some level. I'm certainly not trying to bash one gender over the other. I'm just speaking from a man's perspective, on top of what Dax said, to just sort of kind of say, hey, you know what? He's right. God bless you guys. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you in the next video.